Today, we are talking about are we doing top 10, Errol?
We are doing the top 10 books that should be movies.
I'm on
All right,
it.
so the
Look at
first
me
one,
go.
and actually, Benita will have to lead the conversation on this because, full confession, I have not read this book or any of the books associated. But
Okay, I'm happy to lead.
the A Court of Thorns and Roses series.
Oh my God, yes! I'm so happy to take the lead on this.
Yes. All right. So, without doubt, I knew this was going to be one that people suggested because super popular series. But why should this be? Why is this on this list? Why do you think it should be a movie?
Oh my God, so many elements. It's fantasy, YA, romance. It's like the perfect combination of like all of my favorite worlds, especially romance. I am such a sucker for the bad guy that's not likable in the very beginning. But it's one of those that is very scary. Like if they don't cast right, it could be a complete disaster, like from the jump before anyone even sees a single footprint of a movie. Obviously, Rhysand is Bae. People will at me at this, but I really like Tamlin too. Like I first started falling for Tamlin, and I have a soft spot for him. I really do, and so I think it would just be so amazing to see it come to life. And I know Amy, which is our fulfillment manager here. If you guys follow us on social media at all, you're familiar with Amy, but it's her favorite series. Amy's actually not a big reader. I introduced her to A Court of Thorns and Roses, and her life has been forever changed. Like she actually named her dog Rhysand.
What? I didn't know that actually.
Yeah, Rhys. Yeah, his name is Rhysand.
So the next book is Six of Crows, and it is 2 books, and this whole world, the whole world of Six of Crows, is just, I think it's super unique. Like having having a bunch of criminals be the main characters. It's like it gives you the heist vibes of like Ocean's 11. A lot of the beats of the story kind of play off of your typical heist movies. So to me, I'm like, this would be a perfect film because not only does it have all the heist vibes, but at the same time, the world is super unique. It has I picture it kind of being like a grungy sort of world, a little bit
I was about to say dark.
Yeah, a little bit like the way that they did Sherlock Holmes. So, number 3.
Darker Shade of Magic. Another one that I have not committed to, but only know. I know Sheila, your wife.
So I've actually read it too.
Have you?
Yeah.
I've met V.E. Schwab like 3 times, and it's one of those things where I'm almost ashamed that I haven't read it yet because she's such an angel. Like,
yes.
What did you love about it? What makes it so amazing that it should become a movie?
Okay, so again, I think that any book that can create a world, I think is worth, kind of exploring the idea of making a movie or a series of some sort. So this book definitely does that. It's a very unique world. It's very unique in the sense that like they do the multiple Londons. So they have multiple worlds that this guy crosses through. There are a lot of things that I feel like I almost wanted to see what she was talking about versus the way that it's described in the book. Like there was a lot of very visual moments where I was like, this would be so cool to see. So
amazing. Yeah, I can't wait to read that. I have a signed copy of it, so I'm down for it.
So you got no excuse.
I'm excited.
You got no excuse.
I don't have any excuse. None. All right, let's keep this ball rolling. Yes. This is Strange the Dreamer by Lonnie Taylor, and she's another one that is an absolute angel, and I own, I think, 2 signed copies. The book is amazing. We have a book bow that everyone loves and references it as the Strange the Dreamer bow, and that's our Queen Anne, right, Errol?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Strange the Dreamer, again, another very visual book. She is very good at describing visual stuff, so the visual things that she describes are like they light up in your brain on the book, but to when you think about a movie, like I would just imagine this movie would be super colorful. There'd be a lot of cool moments. You would have some CGI components mixed in, as he and the main love interest are like going through like the dream world that they create. It's pretty. I think it would be epic. I think it would be cool just because there's a lot of stylistic things that could be done with that movie. So
Yeah, that's great.
yeah, no,
Okay, I'm on that one as
awesome
well.
story. All right, next one. Illuminae.
Yeah,
Yes.
Illuminae by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. I think Errol and I started this together, and
Yes.
you were on a rampage. And I had gotten the signed copy at a Barnes & Noble here in South Lake and met Jay and Amy, and they were incredible as well. The only way to read this book, I feel, is
I agree.
using audio and having the physical book in front of you. Like, it's such a production, and I can only imagine what it would be as a movie. Like, the lengths that they took to make this a quality piece of art is amazing, and I can only imagine what it would be visually, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
right. So the book itself reminds me of actually the way that Dracula's written, because Dracula's written in just letters to people back and forth. But as far as movies go, there's been so many found footage movies that have been done where you're only seeing the movie play out based on found footage. So I can imagine them doing something very unique, kind of like the way that
I know what you're talking about.
Cloverfield.
Cloverfield, yes, that's exactly what I was thinking.
The way that Cloverfield
but not so much
did,
movie. I can't. I don't know if it's because I'm
yeah,
my age.
you have to mix up a couple things, like the
Yes.
fact that they did so many different mediums, but they also did those video transcripts, which were basically just trying to follow the movements of what's going on in a camera. So I kind of feel like you would be, because a big part of this is that the only reason you're seeing all this footage is because it's being sent to somebody as part of a package of this is what we discovered as far as this case is. Like, this was like a researcher that then sent in all their stuff to the person who hired them, and so you almost would do. I would imagine you would try to do a little bit of present day with that person, and then cut to like the different pieces of footage or evidence that the researcher found.
Film guy. I mean, we've talking to the right guy here. He's already got it.
I kind of feel like this is how I would approach it. But anyway,
Jay,
I
Amy,
digress.
we got your guy. Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, no, I freaking love that.
Yeah,
story.
I'm down. That all sounds amazing. And if you haven't checked it out, it's a treat. It is a treat. Okay, what are we on? What's the next one, Errol?
Number 6, Throne of Glass.
Okay, so I talked about this a little bit. I started with her second series, which is A Court of Thorns and Roses. I have not read Throne of Glass yet. I am scared because I do not want to like it more than A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I'm just going to be honest. But so many of my close friends, shout out Sam Bookworm Everlasting on Instagram. She is obsessed with it. She loves it and has recommended it over and over and over again. I have all the audiobooks, and I plan on starting it Friday, but I can only imagine it needing to be a movie for the reason that A Court of Thorns and Roses is so amazing. I can only imagine the world, seeing the characters come to life, like all of those things. So we don't need to go into great detail. It's amazing, and you guys need to come back because we might have to redo this list again because I've read it and I'm obsessed with it. So
number 7, Name of the Wind. All right, so actually this is a favorite of mine, but I have not finished it because already I can tell that I'm loving the story, but I have not finished it yet. But this was also one that you guys suggested, so I was like, this needs to be on the list for sure.
Oh wait, I'm confusing that with the one you just read.
Yeah, so the next one down. We'll get to that. We will get to that. I'm so excited.
Shout out Jared Jeffcoat, which is Aaron's, one of my fiance's best friends. He is like pushed this book on me so hard. He was able to even beta read. I'm just gonna drop a little bit. I'm just gonna show off a little bit for I think the second or third book, or the second book, because I know that it's been like years since the final book.
There's a lot of distance between each book.
Which is another reason why I haven't even touched it. I know it's gonna crush me, and I know I'm gonna be pissed that it's not finished. So, Name of the Wind.
Yeah,
Got
Name
it.
of the Wind. Definitely on the list of stuff that should be turned into movies.
Yes.
It would be just hardcore fantasy. I'm so excited about it. So I am really eager to talk about the next book because this one is one that I recently read, and in one of our other videos, I mentioned that this is by far one of my favorites. Like, you know, when you're reading a book and you're like, oh my gosh, I think I just found my new favorite. Like, it is mind blowing. So this book, Way of Kings, I think it should be a movie simply just because so much. All right, first scene. All right, first scene. All right, this assassin comes in, and he has these sick powers.
No
okay?
spoilers.
Now this is the beginning of the book. This is the beginning
Okay.
of the book. So the moment you start this, you're gonna be like, oh snap. So beginning of the book. He has these sick powers where he can like change gravity. He can do all this stuff. This is such a visual thing. There's so many good things about how visually beautiful like this fight is. You know how in Harry Potter, they would cast spells at each other, but it was like it got to the point where it was just like weird lightning hitting each other, and you're just like, what is this? I love it when you read a book and they describe like an epic battle and you're like, I can see it. Like, I can see this happening.
God, you're obsessed.
So obsessed. It's bad. Number 9, Dark Matter.
Yes. I love that this made the list.
Yes.
I love it.
All right, so we've both read this book. I've talked a lot about Way of Kings, so I'm going to let you have the floor on Dark Matter.
I'm excited to talk about it because Dark Matter gives me, I'm a very I really do like sci-fi. You know, it's like as I get older, I'm really starting to get like the thumb on things that I'm really into. And Dark Matter is a very like Twilight Zone, very, what is my other favorite show that's like Black Mirror. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
So good. Anyway.
Heavy Black Mirror vibes for sure.
Black Mirror vibes. So if you're into that kind of thing, this is what it is. It's like crazy dimensions, great story, and the audio is amazing. Dark Matter's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's definitely like gets psychological at certain points, but it's like it is a solid read. And the nice thing too is sometimes you read these series and you get to the end and you're not you have to wait till the next book comes out. You know, Dark Matter, it's one and done. Like,
I personally really enjoy standalones. I only was into it and I just kind of wears me off a little bit when I see that it's like a long series in a book because I'm like, man, I just want to read a good book and like kind of be done. I have enough responsibilities and commitments. Like, I don't want to do 4 books, but that was a perfect, beautiful standalone that got everything in like it should have, and it's a great book. So that was a good call on that list.
All right, so the final one is Vicious, because a bunch of you guys recommended it, and so had to make the list. Did you read Vicious? I haven't read Vicious.
I haven't read Vicious.
Right,
and that's another thing. Like I said, I'm obsessed with V.E. Schwab as a person. She's an angel. I saw her at Comic-Con in San Diego this year, and she knew who Bookbo was and who I was, and I was like, oh my God. And I went up for Sheila. Yeah, I went up for Sheila because Sheila's such a big fan, Errol's wife. So anything I can get for her special, like I was down for. So I got her, it was Darker Shades of Magic. It was the comic book series. That's being made to the graphic novel, and so I got a copy signed for Sheila, and she was just an absolute doll. And then she told us she was having a panel, and we went. I just couldn't fall more in love with her. I believe I have it here, or I think Tina's borrowing it, but we definitely have it. We're big fans. I even have City of Ghosts right over here, so V.E. Schwab always in the house. So
nice.
If you guys have read it, put it in the comments. Let us know what makes it obviously movie worthy. I'd love to hear about it and talk me into reading it faster. I would appreciate that.
Nice. So. All right, guys. So that was our list. Obviously, this is not a complete list. Tell us what you guys think should be a book that is turned into a movie. Tell us in the comments. And make sure, by the way, you guys subscribe and then hit the notification bell because that's how you stay in touch. That's how you see every video that comes out. So